the School of Public Management. Welcome to Regenesys. I hope you are all well from all walks of life. I would like to thank you for joining this session, and we hope we are going to have a great session. My name is Noah Rube, and with me is Dr. Godfrey Kgosinyanye. We are the representatives of the School of Public Management, myself being the head of the School of Public Management, and Mr. Godfrey Kgosinyanye being an esteemed academic within the School of Public Management. We would like to welcome you to Regenesys, and I know we are going to share a lot. With me also is our colleague from the sales department, Ms. Beatrice Komane. She will also be assisting you with all the admission processes, any questions related to this program which we are going to present, and please feel free to ask any question which you would like to bring to our attention. So today we are going to present this topic, empowering leaders in the public sector. Our main focus is going to be the Master of Public Management, and just also take you back and bring you to some context who we are and who the presenter is. As I've already introduced myself, my name is Noah Rube, and I'm the head of the School of Public Management. I hold the Master of Public Management in Leadership, and also the Master in Business Administration, and a number of certificates. I'm also pursuing my doctorate. I've been with Regenesys for more than 14 years. I've got vast experience in the higher education sector. I've experience in curriculum design, quality assurance, accreditation processes, and faculty management, just to name a few. Regenesys education has been key in the public sector and also all the other industries in driving strategic growth in postgraduate programs and public sector training aligned to national and also institutional priorities. Thank you so much for considering this invitation, ladies and gentlemen. We sincerely look forward to the possibility of your participation and to receiving the requested information whenever convenient for you. And my colleague, Dr. Godfrey, do you want to also introduce yourself? If you can just unmute yourself, if you can see my slides also.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ncube, and thank you, colleagues. Welcome to the session. Yes, my name is Kgosinyanye, and I'm a facilitator here with over 15 years experience in the public sector. Yes, I'm grateful to be here to share some of my insights with my colleague, Mr. Ncube. We're hoping that by the end of the session, we consider enrolling in our institution. Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kgosinyanye. Ms. Beatrice, do you also want to maybe introduce yourself, if you can, please?
Good afternoon, colleagues. Thank you for that, Mr. Ncube, and good day to everyone that's joining us today. So as my colleague has already alluded, my name is Beatrice Komane. I am the head of the student recruitment. So my team and I are responsible for ensuring that your application with Regenesys Business School is as secure and as fast. So please do not hesitate to put your queries here on the chat group. I'm here to assist, and the team is here to assist you, and we will take you through the application process. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Komane. Once again, those who have just joined this session, welcome to this presentation, this webinar presentation on the Master of Public Management, and our main focus is going to be on leadership and how also the Master of Public Management can also empower different individuals who are also working in the public sector and also other sectors, so that they become individuals who are strategists, who are problem solvers, who will be able to bring the change which is needed into the public sector. And also would like to make sure that the Regenesys School of Public Management has a footprint when it comes to skills, the development, and also the professionalization of the public sector and also other sectors which most of you might also be coming from. So who are we? Regenesys is an institute which also believes in a holistic approach. We have our own Regenesys integrated leadership model, which helps us to make sure that we transform the way which people think, and also we focus our way of doing things on making sure that individuals understand different intelligence, which include physical intelligence. We all want to make sure that we remain fit. Mental intelligence, our minds have to be well in order for us to think well and also to think differently. Emotional intelligence, we want to make sure that we also think on things or issues and make decisions that will also impact on other people, thinking of other people before ourselves. And also the issue of the spiritual intelligence. All of us, we've got a purpose, and that Regenesys would want to make sure that you understand that you are actually unique and you are created for a specific purpose, and importantly, you are in this world to make sure that you also impact on others and also your surroundings. We believe in making sure that individuals are empowered. We believe in making sure that individuals are able to work as a team. We believe in people with different cultures, making sure that we integrate different systems so that they yield the expected outcomes. We believe in making sure that what we do as an institute, our integrated model will ensure that you are empowered so that you impact positively on the external world. So we'd like to introduce you to also who we are. Who is Regenesys? Regenesys is one of the South Africa's leading institutions for management and leadership education, founded in 1998 with campuses in South Africa and also in Africa. You can talk of in Johannesburg, in Mumbai, in Lagos, and we've got a number of online platforms, and we've also touched the lives of more than 200,000 people across the world, with students coming from more than 190 countries. The institution focuses on holistic leadership, as I've already said, in developing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual and physical intelligence. So welcome to the School of Public Management. Just to also give you some context, our campus is at number 165 Sandton Street here in South Africa. It's at number 165 West Street in Sandton here in Johannesburg. Please feel free to engage us. We are an institute which is fully accredited by the Council of Higher Education and also recognized across the different also accrediting the bodies. Just to also introduce the School of Public Management, it is one of the oldest faculties at Regenesys, which offers programs designed to develop through qualifications such as the Master of Public Management, which we are going to talk about in service to Africa and in South Africa particularly, and most also importantly. Just to also give you some context, ladies and gentlemen, the School of Public Management, of course, the focus today will be on the Master of Public Management, but just to give you also some background, the School of Public Management has got fully accredited qualification and recognized qualifications by the Council of Higher Education. We've got qualifications which are from NPM level 5, which is the Higher Certificate in Public Management, the Bachelor of the Higher Certificate in Public Management. It is a 1-year qualification, and then the Bachelor of Public Management, which is a 3-year qualification. We also have the National Diploma in Public Management, which is an 18-month program. And then we also have the Postgraduate Diploma in Public Management, which is an NQF Level 8 qualification, which is a 1-year qualification. Then we also have the Advanced Certificate in Public Management, which is a 1-year qualification, yet of course to be fully accredited. And then we have got one additional fully accredited qualification, which is the Advanced Diploma in Public Management, which is an NQF Level 7 qualification. Mostly it's done by people who have obtained a national diploma or any other qualification, which is actually a 10 NQF Level 6. So this is also a 1-year qualification, which anyone may want to register in person. And most importantly, the Master of Public Management. This is our main focus for the day, and we are going to talk more about the Master of Public Management. So I'm not saying other participants may not ask about other qualification, but our main focus will be on the Master of Public Management. But please feel free, if you want to enroll for all these other qualifications, or you want to ask questions actually which are actually related to any of the qualifications which you are seeing on the on this platform, please feel free to post that question on the chat section. We are not going to stop you from registering for any of the qualifications which are actually displayed on the desktop. Going back to the Master of Public Management, it is a very important qualification. As you know, the government is thriving and is pushing to professionalize the public sector in South Africa, and also other governments which are not in South Africa are pushing to also professionalize the public sector to make sure that there is quality in what the government delivers. So the Master of Public Management, which we offer at Regenesys, will equip leaders to be able to connect policy, the vision, and also be able to execute whatever mandate which the government has. There are a number of modules which we are still going to talk about, but it is a qualification which is very critical, which is which we provide for anyone who would want to grow within the public sector, or you might want to obtain what we call a competitive advantage, which will ensure that you are competitive within your industry. It is also a qualification for people who are strategists in different sectors, and it has a number of modules which you'll have to complete in order for you to be able to grasp different concepts which will help you to be that problem solver whom you would want to be in the public sector. So it is critical for you, ladies and gentlemen, to enroll for this qualification. It is an NQF Level 9 qualification, which is something which I'll talk about also in just a moment. So this is the structure which I'm going to talk about for the Master of Public Management. Entry level, it is this is an NQF Level 9 qualification. Credits is 205 credits, and it is a 2-year program. For you to qualify to enroll for this qualification, you should have completed a qualification which is actually at an NQF Level 8. This could be, you might have obtained an honors degree. It doesn't matter in which maybe area of specialty. If you have the experience, if you have the kind of background in management, you may also qualify to enroll for this qualification. And also for those participants who might have also a postgraduate diploma in public management or any postgraduate diploma in any field, you are free to join to enroll for this qualification, and you qualify to enroll for this qualification. And for those who might have vast experience, who might want to be enrolled into this program through what we call a recognition of prior learning, you are free to go through that process, but there are limited seats or there is limited space if you are going through the RPL process, and you might have to wait for a long time for you to get a space, since there is a minimum number of students we can enroll for this kind of qualification or any qualification through the RPL process. it is important that we also share with you the modules which you are going to do when you enroll for the Master of Public Management. You'll have to do economics, which is critical. I think in many sectors, we have to understand the economics of our environments. It could be, we have to understand the microeconomics, we have to understand macroeconomics. Nowadays, we have to deal with numbers. You might have to also touch base when it comes to statistics. So it is really critical for you to do economics. Some of you are already involved in intergovernmental relations. All of us, I think, we are involved when it comes to monitoring and evaluation, which is a critical module because we want to see results at the end. Remember, we implement plans, we implement different strategies, actually, which are aligned to different government strategic goals. Remember, we've got the National Development Plan with the Vision 2030, and the main aim is to make sure that we do away with inequalities and also to do away with poverty. So we need to make sure that we institute different strategies which will enable us to yield the expected results through the different M&E mechanisms or strategies which we would have implemented in different programs. Organizational development is also very critical. Public ethics, I'm sure with what is happening externally, we are experiencing a lot of issues which have got to do with ethics. It could be corruption, it could be issues to do with poor service delivery, reports which are actually not truthful, and a number of different unethical behaviors which we can talk about. So this is one critical module which we'll also have to do. Public finance, we need to understand how the public finances are actually being managed. It's critical for us because we are all actually affected by how we actually manage our finances. Policy is really important, which is also part of the main theme why we are doing this presentation. We have to make sure that we develop policies and we manage and we implement policies that will yield the expected outcomes and make sure that people's lives are also improved. Research is critical. We have to make sure that we continuously apply different research methodologies for us to have decision-based kind of approach when it comes to how we implement different strategies. We need to make sure that how we approach our strategies is actually informed by some kind of research. We need to learn how to manage people from a human resource perspective. Strategic management, we need to make sure that from planning, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation, and when we measure the expected outcomes, we need to make sure that we've got individuals with the right knowledge on how to manage different strategies, which applies to what we want to achieve in the government. Strategic in public project management, we need to make sure that we gain more skills. So this module is going to assist you and empower you and give you the right knowledge on how to manage programs. Sustainable development, we have to achieve different goals by 2030, and at the end, we have to make sure that what we do will also sustain. It could be the economy, it could be different other development programs which are actually being implemented. And then you'll also have an opportunity to do two electives which you select, and one important module which you have to do. I'm sure from the beginning you had me talking about emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, physical intelligence. All these are intelligence which you will learn when you do the personal mastery module. And when you complete all the modules, you'll also be expected to what we call a mini dissertation. Is really important. Will guide you, will coach you throughout the whole process and make sure that you succeed when it comes to that research which you have to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are very, very important modules which you will have to do, which are very critical for this program, that you are going to register. All right. So we have got different study modes, ladies and gentlemen. You can study from where you are across the world, across the provinces in South Africa, whether you are in Ematatele, you are in Bushbuckridge, you are in Zanini, you are in Nkoankoa, you are in maybe in Zerast, you can start from anywhere. Bloemfontein, Wanongoma, you can start from anywhere. Western Cape. So we've got the distance mode, whereby you can start from that, from wherever where you are, and you can submit your assignments from wherever you are, and you can also write exams using the digital platforms which we have. We also have contact classes at number 165 West Street in Sandton. So students would want to attend classes physically. Some of you might have that privilege maybe to get maybe study leave days where you can attend classes, attend to assignments, or and attend to your exams. You can join our contact classes at our Sandton campus. And then we've got administrators who will be assisting throughout the whole process. Our material is all online. Our study materials are all on the student portal. And also, as I've said from the beginning, all our programs are fully accredited by the Council of Higher Education. You can also just check on the SAQA website whether we are fully accredited. You will find all our information on the CHE or DHE or actually the SAQA websites. You'll find all our details there. And then you'll be given different schedules which will actually have more detail on how the program is going to be scheduled. And then we've got academic policies. You'll have to submit assignments, digital assessments. Everything is submitted on what we call the student portal. Our library days are gone where we would have only the physical library. The campus now, we also have the e-library to support students who are actually enrolled under the distance learning mode. And then we have got bursaries. Some of you might be having opportunities whereby your department or your organization or your municipality would want to give you a bursary. Please speak to our sales consultants here. Speak to Ms. Beatrice Komane. She will be able to assist you with whatever documentation which you might also need. And also the finance team through the Ms. Beatrice, she'll also explain in terms of how payments are done or how the fees for the Master of Public Management or any other program, how it is actually structured. So she'll also be able to assist you should you need to ask those questions, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So at Regenesys, we believe that if you study with us, you will be able to grasp and also learn different skills from our organization. We believe in making sure that we develop people to become critical thinkers who are capable of managing long-term policy or short-term policies, who will be able to become problem solvers. We know that the South African government or the public sector is facing a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to policy planning or implementation. Some believe that we've got very strong policies, but maybe some of the challenges will be that there are issues when it comes to managing or implementing those policies. So we believe that you will be able to grasp those skills and you will be empowered through our school. We believe in developing ethical leaders who are committed to transparency and also accountability. We believe in people who would have obtained important skills to be good communicators and also be able to engage all stakeholders that are quite important within whatever policy or within your workspace as well. We want to make sure that you become innovators in service delivery, and also you become one of the individuals who will make sure that there are reforms in the public sector. We believe in making sure that when you complete this Master of Public Management, you will be able to apply different research methods and also create your own designs that will actually help in making sure that whatever decision which we make or which is made in the public sector is evidence-based, so that it's actually guided by different, it could be statistics, numbers, or some other maybe findings from different research methods which would have been applied. So it is really important for you to enroll for this qualification. We believe in leaders who are adaptive. Remember, we have come from a crisis whereby COVID-19 actually changed the way in which we think and also how we implement and manage things. So we want to develop leaders who will be able to manage situation when there is a crisis, or who will be able to manage change when it's taking place and when it's impacting on how we do things daily. So you remember we have had disasters, we have had floods in KZN, we have had COVID-19, we have had drought whereby El Nino destroyed vegetation, plants, and also currently we may talk about changes which are being caused by maybe the political environment or the political field, whereby also some of our key countries which we trade with, they come up with different policies which impact on our markets. Also, we may talk about the introduction of 30% tariffs from the United States of America. We should be able to get leaders who will be able to manage that change so that there is no crisis at the end. We believe in making sure that whoever we develop at Regenesys, when you graduate, you are someone who thinks differently, looking at our Regenesys graduate attributes, which we actually make sure that you are exposed to each and every time. We believe in leaders who think consciously, think about others, self-aware, be ethical, have some integrity, service-oriented, and someone who will be an agent for change. We believe in people who are also emotional and spiritual intelligent, who put sustainability at the heart of the business or of the public sector. We want people who will harness diversity. We want people who comport themselves professionally all the time. We must make sure that we have that global outlook, and also people who will be able to make decisions that are actually based on some evidence which would have may be brought through research. So these are some of the Regenesys attributes which we believe that when you actually graduate with us, you'll be able to be empowered and also be able to harness those graduate attributes. We should do the Master of Public Management. Any individual who actually qualifies to do the public management, it doesn't matter your background, what qualification you obtained before. It doesn't matter whether you work for the government. It doesn't matter which sphere of the government you come from. You can still enroll for this qualification. We can talk about maybe policy analysts and also advisors, managers in state-owned entities, non-governmental organization leaders, and civil society advocates working with the government, professionals seeking to also seeking to transition into public service and leadership roles, or any other individuals who might want to also empower himself and obtain a higher degree that will actually provide him with that competitive advantage which we are talking about. Right. At this moment, I will hand over to my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. If you feel like there are any questions, please post them on the chat section. But I would like to introduce again, for those who have just joined this session, just to also let you know, my name is Noah Mube, and I'm the head School of Public Management, and with me is Dr. Godfrey. Our main focus today, ladies and gentlemen, is on the Master of Public Management, but feel free to ask if you've got any questions pertaining to other program. With us also is Ms. Beatrice Komane, representing the sales team. Please keep on listening to our session, and if you feel like you have to ask any question, just post it on the chat section. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Kgosinyanye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mube, for a very comprehensive introduction. Colleagues, I ask that I switch off my my video just to limit the background disturbance. The room that I'm in, you can see there's a lot of movement in the background. So I just wanted you to see me because now in the age of AI, you never know whether you're talking to a real person. So yes, let me just switch off my video and continue the conversation. Yes, and again, thank you to the head of the School of Public Admin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no myth that we are facing a lot of changes, and we need public sector leaders who are able to adapt. You know, there's capabilities of public service leadership remains a complex and elusive challenge, not only for the government of South Africa, as Mr. Ncube has alluded to, but across the world. There are divergent and different perspectives and approaches on what interventions are most relevant to the current context and time. Currently, there are different paradigms in public management or in the public sector approaches. We have public management versus the public administration. We have the public value approach, the good governance approach, which is mostly driven by the Bretton Woods institutions through the structural adjustment programs. And these days, especially here in South Africa, we talk a lot about the capable state. And the question to ask is the South African government a capable state? And also, as Mr. Ncube has already alluded to, there are now external forces. There's a lot of changes in the international scene, a shift in geopolitics that's just driving, changes rapidly. I mean, in the 80s, U.S. political scientist Francis Fukuyama, he wrote a very controversial article, titled "The End of History," because in the 80s, there was the time when the decade when communism and the collapse of the Soviet Union was happened, and so he penned this article that liberal democracy has won and the communism is dead. But the events of the last few decade, has again, made us to question his thesis, and we have now what another political scientist or sociologist by the name of Larry Diamond calls democracy recession. He says that there are democracies in recession, in those countries that used to be the bastion of democracy. And as Mr. Ncube has said, everything's changing, and countries that used to be like the heartland of democracy, like the USA, we are asking questions these days whether the USA is turning into a fascist state. Because you wake up in the morning and you find that your country has been slapped with a 30% tariff. And so the world is changing, and the question to ask is the public sector leadership adaptive? For example, if you are working at the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, how do you navigate these complexities? External forces. When you work at the Reserve Bank, when you work at the National Treasury. So we need an adaptive public service. And so, but also internally, there are also internal factors. South Africa, for the first time since the beginning of democracy, we used to have one government, one major political party. We know things were more predictable. National Treasury knew that if they set a certain date for the budget, it was going to happen. But the election losses of the ANC last year has resulted in the government of national unity. And so there are various factors internally. South Africa has been labeled, the protest nation of the world because there are just so many protests going on, and so because of service delivery. As a public sector leader, you need to zoom in. What do we mean when we talk about service delivery? You cannot just be broad and say there's a problem with service delivery. What is service delivery? And these protests are continuing. In 2020, the Institute of Security Studies recorded that South Africa, on average, daily, there are 2.2 service delivery protests every year. In 2020, there were the 7 years preceding 2020. And even during the lockdown in 2020, the ISS also recorded between March and July of that year, 511 protests that were recorded. So you can see that public sector leadership in South Africa is critical for addressing service delivery. We have a lot of issues. Public trust is low. There's a lot of inequality. And last year we experienced a lot of, major water crisis. It's even continuing even this year in Gauteng. I'm sure colleagues will understand that it's scandalous that a big metro like Johannesburg can have issues with such basic things as water delivery of basic water to communities, to the citizens of the province. And it's even more scandalous when government is being taken to court. There's a case in 2020 also of a municipality in the northwest that took government to court because they could not deliver clean water, sewage was running on the streets. So the association, resident association, took the government to court, and they won. And the court gave them actually the authority, gave the residents the authority to take, to deliver services. Services that should be delivered by a government. And when we talk about state capacity, what do we mean? If residents themselves can deliver, can take on the task that should be driven by government, it just shows that there's a lot of problems. So there are many examples to that one can give, and so if you read chapter 13 of the National Development Plan, it talks about state capacity, and it is lacking. We'll just be honest with ourselves. And the GNU, while it provides some stability and also direction itself. There's a lot of complexities. It brought other complexities because as a public sector leader, we are now facing a multiplicity of actors with that very divergent political outlook, divergent ideological persuasion. How do you deal in such a complex situation? So we've got a challenge of external forces, but also internal forces. And that's why this program or this degree will prepare you, to deal with all these other matters. We will teach you about the PESEL model, which will help you to analyze, various scenarios: political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental issues. How to navigate and analyze the situation so that we are able to navigate the complexities of such an environment. So why should public sector employees pursue this master's degree? To build strategic leadership capabilities for complex environments like municipalities. I've already made an example of the Johannesburg Metro and the municipality in the Northwest. To enhance policy development skills, e.g., drafting municipal bylaws in compliance with the Constitution. And this is very important. Policy in government now is influenced by external forces. Supranational organizations like the United Nations, where now you deal with climate changes, you have to adapt your local policies or domestic policies to those supranational policies. But also, if you're working, for example, as I made an example at DERCO, how do you adjust your policies to be align with what is happening? But also foster ethical governance. And ethics, is such an important thing in our country. Corruption. We just, emerged from an era of state capture. And already when we just thought we are off the hook, there's just a lot of things that are happening now. What is happening now in the South African police services. So we need to foster ethical governance, essential to combat corruption in state-owned enterprises like ESCOM. Yes, so we need to equip leaders to manage interdepartmental projects such as the integrated resource plan. And that's the big issue. Mr. Ncube highlighted one of the modules that will teach you about intergovernmental relations. There's no coordination among the three stages of government. And if we are to manage this big project, we need we need better coordination. Again, if I can make an example, just some few years ago, I think it was 2023. It was a scandal that a department, I think it was, I can't remember, human security, built a toilet in an open field, and they just left it there because housing is a dependency of another field of government. How do you build a toilet in an open field and leave it like there, and then wait for the other department to come later to present all these kind of things? So there's no coordination. Departments or state agencies are working in silos. Because when we talk about housing, we are not talking about the house, we're talking about human settlement. Human settlement talks about the house itself. We talk about water, we talk about roads, which brings different government agencies or different government departments together. So you will learn about better coordination and intergovernmental relations. And it will improve change management using restructuring in departments like Home Affairs. Home Affairs is undergoing a lot of changes right now. I've just been reading this morning about the project that I'm doing in conjunction with the banks, where they're going to deliver ID. You can just go to a bank to deliver an ID, to apply for an ID. But also the border management unit that is busy now taking over border the job that used to be done by different agencies at point of entry. So there's a lot of changes that are happening, and all this needs better leadership. Promote visionary leadership for projects like Operation Pakisa. Now this project Pakisa has been adapted from Malaysia. Malaysia has a project called the Big Fast Result Methodology, where they want quick results and better coordination among the their government agencies, but also with the private sector. So we need visionary leadership for projects like this. Can we move on and start to it? Policy management benefits. Strengthen policy formulation in critical areas like land reform. And this is very critical. And how do you then strengthen this policy in an environment that I've just explained, multiplicity of actors? The government of national unity has got its own complexities. Talking about land reform, remember one of the legislation that have just been passed, the controversial land expropriation bill. You've got a department like Public Works, where the minister, refused to implement such a policy because he's from a different political party. He said the Land Expropriation Act will not be implemented under his watch. But then you find that his deputy is insisting that this policy will be implemented. How do you navigate such complexities as a public sector leader, where you are working in an environment of different political outlook and divergent ideology? You are the one who draft policy, and you are the one who also implement policy. So we must be aware of that kind of environment. Professionalization of the public sector is also topical, and it goes hand in hand with the state capacity. Set higher competency standards as envisioned in the public sector, Public Service Act. We need to professionalize the public sector to deal with these complexities and deal with the problem of service delivery, and encourages accountability in auditing and compliance with PFMA and MFMA. These are now for the officials in the three scales of government. Provincial and national will deal with the Public Finance Management Act, and if you are an official at the local level, will do the Municipal Finance Management Act. These are very important attributes or skills that we need. You can't work in government, and especially in a finance environment or in an environment where you need to deliver services and you're not competent in these two acts. Build continuous improvement culture in SARS and similar agencies. And SARS is one of the best agencies in government. Alignment with South Africa's public sector reforms supports NDP goal to eliminate poverty and reduce inequality. We can't do this if you are not a competent leader. You can't. You always have these inequalities. Enhance service delivery efficiency in municipalities facing protest. This is exactly the example that I made about that municipality in the Northwest. How do you enhance service delivery if you yourself are not skilled? You are not skilled to the extent that the court gives their residents, authority to deliver their own services. Strengthen governance as promoted by the Public Service Commission. Governance, again, it goes hand in hand with ethics. We want to promote integrity in procurement processes at municipal level. We all know what is happening at the local municipalities when it comes to procurement. Because there's just a lot of interference from external forces. Sometimes it's political interference. How do we build an ethical, leadership in the public sector? Addresses corruption cases like those investigated by the Zondo Commission. And, there's just a lot of complaints that nothing's been done. And this now talks to SAPS, South African Police Services. Are they up to the task of being brave enough to investigate all these cases. So that's how this program will equip you. You need to be able to deal with the external and internal changes. You need to know how to manage change without being too technocratic, because sometimes that's the big problem. We are too technocratic, and we need to be more citizen driven. Yes, so colleagues, that's where I will stop and let Mr. Ncube continue with the other sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kgosinyanye, for a wonderful presentation and for all the examples which you have given us. We hope that students who are going to do the Master of Public Management with us, the Regenesys School of Public Management, are going to gain more skills that will actually impact positively on the different sectors which they are coming from. Yes, so we have had thousands of students who have actually passed through our doors as the School of Public Management. We have had students, and our alumni is quite really big, with students who have actually been leading a beautiful and big project in different departments. It could be from Treasury, it could be from the Presidents, it could be from Department of Health, Department of Education. We have had students who are coming from provincial governments, senior people in the government. It could be from the presidents, a number of ministers who have also started with us, and also mayors. You can talk of MMCs, MECs, directors, middle managers, junior managers, who have actually walked through our doors, politicians, individuals from the international community also being part of our actually student therapists. So we have had a lot of people who have actually given us positive and good feedback on how the Master of Public Management have actually changed their lives, changed their way of actually thinking. And also networking is quite critical. You will also be exposed to students who have vast experience in different from different industries, from different sectors. It's very important for diversity purposes. And those individuals will actually share knowledge with other individuals, so that we all become competitive and we acquire all the skills which we actually would want to obtain. So as Dr. Kgosinyanye has also spoken about the impact and the positive, the positivity which comes with the one who would have done the Master of Public Management. We want to make sure that people make informed decisions. Whatever reports which they bring, they should be able to analyze them and also able to calculate, to measure. It's really important for us to plan going forward and to implement the different policies and measure results going forward. Effective communication is also very critical. Financial management and budgeting for the province's infrastructures, these are some of the examples which we can also talk about. So we need people who will be able to have these skills, which will help in terms of making sure that the decisions which they make, they are quite also informed. We've also spoken about the importance of research, because we want to make sure that decisions that we made, they are also led by evidence, using data from the Aegis office. We need to be able to interpret these reports for us to be able to critique them as well, quite critical. Policy impact assessments on social grants, for example, the Western Cape, we need to be able to grasp those different skills that will enable us to understand all these processes. Academic research integrated into crime prevention strategies in SAPS. Dr. Kgosi has also touched base on that, what is happening in the police force. We might need critical thinkers and people who may be able to understand how to also make informed decisions through what is currently happening. Reduced housing backlogs, when we talk about the impact on service delivery, making sure that the projects are planned and are managed properly. Improved water supply, we know that there is a problem of water across South Africa. You will remember the Giyani water project, which some would critique and argue that it has been caused by, could be poor management from the municipalities, from the government itself, or from different leaders who would have failed to manage such projects. And we can actually attest to a number of projects across the country. We have spoken about the transformation which is taking place at the Home Affairs, making sure that we have more systems that actually are driven by technology. I'm sure the minister announced yesterday that individuals can process some documents easily from 2 banks. I remember, I think it is Capitec, one of them, which is actually going to make it easy for people to access different services from other maybe sectors, especially from the banking sector. So importantly, some of the skills which you will gain, it will be maybe being able to network and also to be able to work with other colleagues from other divisions, partnerships with different spheres of the government, partnerships between municipalities for shared waste management services. Those are some of the examples. Learning from other countries how to implement some of the systems into the government, creating peer learning networks with South African local government association. You'll be able to also take part in some of the community engagements which we do with different organizations or government agencies, departments. We also engage in a number of community engagements. So it is important for you to network and also to take part during such engagements. You will also have an opportunity to do ICT, which is actually critical as the government is pushing to transform all the digital platforms to make sure that there is easy management of different processes. E-government initiatives like the e-filing, etc., is very important results there. Adopting the 4th industrial revolution with smart city projects, for example, like the city of Tshwane. Some of you can also attest to your own cities, city of Cape Town, using digital dashboards for crime monitoring by SAPS. I'm sure that is one big cry which is in South Africa, very, very important area for the leadership to focus its strategies and resources to make sure that the criminals are actually removed from the societies, which is really, really important. So the Regenesys Master of Public Management includes curriculum. Its curriculum includes real-world South African policy case studies, focus on practical assignments addressing public sector issues. So you'll be able to do some projects, practical projects, which are part of the formative and summative assessments, which will actually make you gain some real-world experiences, which actually, when you do that specific research or that presentation, it will actually help you to understand deeply and deeper different concepts which are actually aligned to that specific topic which you will be studying. Our alumni include municipal managers, as I've already said, senior government officials, people from industry, people from different walks of life in South Africa and also outside South Africa, who should enroll, as I've said earlier, middle, senior managers, political leaders, analysts, parliamentarians, anyone who is working for the government, or you may not be working for the government but have an interest in these subjects, you may enroll for this qualification. Municipal project managers, people who are involved in M&E, strategy, planning, any field, government employees, national government employees, you are welcome to enroll for this qualification. These are some of the advantages which you gain: better governance, implementing economic recovery plans. Remember, we've just been affected by the 30% tariffs, so we need to make sure that there are strategies that will help us to mitigate that specific change which has taken place. Reduced policy implementation gaps in the education sector, for example, in the health sector, home affairs, all critical key sectors. It is important for us to be able to resolve some of those issues. More professional workforce in compliance with the Vatopele principles. Remember, we have to remain competitive and to make sure that there are individuals who are equipped enough to even take specific roles when other key people also leave the public sector. So it is important for us to also have an important succession plan. How can we do that? And by making sure that we have acquired the skills which we need. This is where Regenesys will come in. Meeting these strategic development goals is what we have to do. Remember, as Africa, we've got an agenda. In South Africa, we also have the National Development Plan goals, and our target is 2030 to make sure that poverty is alleviated and also inequality is also reduced to a great extent. Promoting green energy in line with South African just energy transition, inclusive growth through support for township economy. I know there are a number of projects which are on the cards and which are being implemented. So we need leaders who will be able to drive those. And a number of projects which the government is implementing, we want to make sure that you are equipped and you have the proper skills that will enable the economy to grow and the country to improve its service. Please enroll for this qualification. Speak to us, speak to your departments, speak to your organizations, ask for funding. Those who want to pay for themselves, you are free to do that. We have got flexible payment methods. Speak to Ms. Beatrice Komane, who is in this platform. Post your chats on the chat section. Ask questions which you want to ask to us. And we hope we are going to help you to be the change which you want to be. Please enroll with Regenesys, obtain these different qualifications which you want to obtain, empower yourself, and we hope we are going to make an impact into your life. This Master of Public Management can transform the public sector performance in South Africa. This and graduates can lead reforms that improve governance and service delivery. We have got a vast colleagues and former students. Our alumni is full of students who are holding key strategic positions, and with evidence-based results, we have seen good outcomes from the different strategies which they are actually implementing. This program will support the creation of a capable and ethical and developmental state, and we hope we are going to make that impact into your life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for lending us your ears. Thank you so much for entrusting yourselves, for trusting us with your lives. We hope we are going to make that impact. We hope we are going to impart that knowledge to you that will help to transform whatever initiative that you wish to transform. Thank you so much from myself, from Dr. Kgosinyanye, Ms. Beatrice Komane. We say thank you, and it is an important session, and thank you for investing your time and attending to this session. Thank you so much. Please continue to post questions. If there are any questions, please feel free. Thank you so much. We will be attending to questions in the next coming 2 minutes. Any questions which you may want to ask, please ask. All right. Ms. Beatrice, do you want to say anything maybe before we close?
Yes. Good afternoon once again. I actually was hoping to pose a question. Before I do that, allow me the opportunity to thank you and Dr. Kgosinyanye for those powerful insights. My question to you, colleagues, is if you could give one piece of advice to aspiring public managers, what would it be? Mr. Ncube?
Sorry, you can pose that question again?
Yeah, if you could give one piece of advice to aspiring public managers, what would it be?
Thank you so much. So the advice which I'll give you, ladies and gentlemen, there is no time which you might have. The only thing which you can do is to start the process of enrolling for these qualifications. The world is changing, organizations are changing, the world is waiting for you, your communities are waiting for you, the public sector is waiting for you. Whatever sector which you are working for is waiting for you. Please enroll for this qualification and any other qualification so that you gain that competitive advantage, so that you empower yourself to be able to actually be one of the important people who will also make an impact into this world. Remember, we are not in this world for only ourselves, but to also change the environments and also to change our surroundings and to change other people if we can, or to just have an impact on other people, which is quite positive. Please join the School of Public Management and obtain all the skills which you require to be that person with a purpose and will be able to also assist in changing the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. So if I may also allude to the fact that we actually have an intake 5 that is starting in October. So what that means is our registrations are opened until the 29th of September. So I look forward to welcoming you into Regenesys community. I am Beatrice Komani. I will just post my email address, and I will also share my contact details. If you have any queries regarding your application or the status of your application, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. For those that are actually looking at joining this October intake, feel free to also join www.regenesys.net. I think the few questions that we have there, Mr. Ncube, it was Hule who just wanted me to assist with following up with her application. And we have Anonymous there. I see you have already responded to the question. I have a BTech degree in public management and research methodology. Is one of the modules I've completed. Are we going to be credited? Yes, you will have to do the research at a master's level. So Anonymous, let me also just share my email address there. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can send me your documentation and we will take it from there. Of course, liaise with Dr. Ncube for more further assistance. Thank you. I do not see, okay, sorry, there are other questions there. Cindy is asking, do you perhaps provide any coaching to students that at times feel overwhelmed with work, just so that they are able to complete timelessly? Mr. Ncube, are you able to take that question? Very good question.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is a very important question, critical questions. So we provide the support to all students who are registered in our school. How our schedules are structured, they include the support sessions which we provide to our students, and our pool of academics, lecturers and facilitators and tutors. They are ready to assist any student who might need some extra assistance. Remember, to complete this qualification, you have to make sure that you complete the minimum years. That will be 2 years. So you have to complete this qualification with after completing all the modules and all the summative and formative assessments and the dissertation, by the way. But our support you are granting. Thanks.
Thank you. Andrew Madela is asking, he says he hasn't heard anything about the cost. So Andrew, please note that we have flexible payment option to look into. I will share that with you. We also have our very own in-house financial aid, by the way, just to assist with those that probably might be financially constrained. So if you don't mind, Andrew, I'm just going to post my email address. If you can just make sure that you send me your details via email, or you can contact me on the number that I've just shared with you now. I will share a detailed fees structure with you, and of course the options that we also have available that you might look into. Thank you for that good question. Nompumelelo asked Mr. Ncube if she is able to finish the program in 1 year.
Thank you so much. You can only complete the program after you have successfully passed all the formative and summative assessments, and the program takes 2 years for it to complete. Thank you so much.
Great. And all the other questions are related to finance. Tola, how can I apply for financial assistance? Alicia also wants to know if she can be assisted there. I would like to be considered based on the fact that I was employed when I applied. Vida is also asking about the fees. I think that's about it. Colleagues, thank you. I have shared my email address. I have shared my contact numbers. Please connect with me, and I will be more than happy to share our detailed fee structure and share more context regarding our financial assistance. Thank you for your time. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Beatrice Komane, and for responding. And I saw one other question regarding could be sitters or any other organizations. Colleagues, we can assist with also conditional letters if you qualify for a qualification, so that you submit to your organization or any organization that you feel may fund you. We can assist with that process. So please reach out to Ms. Komane. She'll be able to advise you further so that you start the process now. All right. On another note, thank you so much once again, Dr. Kgosinyanye. Thank you so much to the organizing team, the events team, and everyone who has actually invested his or her own time and joined this session. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Recordings.